matchup set to go here between the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25.
Here we go. Drill 52.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Off of play action, Tagovailoa. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Play action, now it's Tua. And going for Herbert, but this is intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off, and the Jets are going to take possession of the football. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
After the interception, here's Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Wilson. Over the middle, complete. That's Wilson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll run for the first time with Breece Hall. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Jets use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. And there the counter play proves successful for the touchdown. What typically makes a counter play in general successful, Charles?
Well, what you're trying to do, Brandon, is to get the team moving in one direction, meaning the defense. Get them going in one direction and then wall them off with your blocking and bring it back in the other direction. That way, you don't actually have to punish them with your blocking. You just position them. And if you have any kind of a good back, he'll take full advantage of it and gain good yardage.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not seeing it happen here.
He's got a man complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And you think on 3rd down, they'd just be looking for something right beyond the sticks. And I think they caught the defense flat-footed as a result because they decided they were going to take a shot right there, and it ended up being a big play.
And that throw, amazingly, well over 70 yards in the air according to Next Gen Stats. Wow. The kick is through the uprights to tie this game, but hang on a second. We do have a flag. So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. To throw is Wilson. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Well, we keep stats on everything, don't we? This is one that you don't want to have. That's a 2nd drop right here in the 1st quarter.
Yeah, I was going to say, only in the 1st quarter. Certainly a shift that he wants to right quickly. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. On third down, here's Hall. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up a screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
44 yards on the ground for him so far.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Wilson. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. So problems with Aaron passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week, and now another here in this 1st quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and you can't do it all on one throw. That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. On play action, here's Tua. Over the middle to Evans. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Clock runs, less than a minute to go, and an entertaining 1st quarter of play. They'll run on 1st down with Evans. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
They'll go right back to Evans here on 1st down. And not much running room. Down to the 32. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. The Dolphins at 4-3, a game over 500. Hey, Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
I don't think it needs to be as drastic as...
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Robert Spillane. And the Jets are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
And, partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because
There's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wilson trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. So a big return there, Charles, on what was a pretty dangerous throw to the outside.
It sure was, Brandon. That's the risk you run on a throw like this. If it's intercepted, a lot of times this is a pick 6. So good hustle to get back and get him down. But, boy, that's a throw you've really got to be sure of if you're going to work the perimeter of the field.
They'll run here with Evans. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 7-7, our score after 1.
Ready, play.
Evans again. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Darrington Evans, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins have moved out in front. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield, and how about the finish to the right all the way into the end zone.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time, and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. And he's got room. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 62 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
To try again after the sack. Wilson, he's going to look deep for more. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. There's Wilson to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Dolphins will take over possession here up at the 44. Now, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10. It's a big play there for Miami. And even 50 yards on the ground. So he nearly took it the distance, gets him down inside the 10 for a first and goal.
I'd love to be in his head right now, because is he rewarding himself for a great run, or is he kicking himself because he didn't get all the way to the goal line?
And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
you're
without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
Two of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Now from back at the 9 after that last play, this is 3rd and goal. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Russell. Touchdown, Dolphins. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins go up by 2 touchdowns.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Footing always a concern, but the extra points have been good. And it's now 21-7. After the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll give it to Hall to start the drive to the 43, 2nd down. And the last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Wilson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. They go play action now. Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
76 yards rushing for him now to this point.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Evans gets it again on second down. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The Dolphins on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Jets are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
Boy, that's the kind of interception that can save a game right there. They're already down 2 scores. Huge play, slowing down what was going against them.
I was thinking the same thing. You get down 3 scores there at this stage, could be in for a long ball game. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Wilson. Open man here is Conklin. He's got room past the 30 and way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now it's Wilson. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wilson. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 43. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. To throw again is Wilson. This pass out wide to Hall. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Play action. It's Wilson. And now here is another interception. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for them. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
He'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward.
I know for us it's fun And it's not so much fun for the rookie receivers when we see them coming into the league and we're going to training camps. You see them working on getting 2 feet down instead of 1. But the best ones train in college trying to get 2 down instead of 1, so the transition's a little bit less. In this case, though, wasn't able to complete it anyway.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Let's go.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. 4th down, out comes the punter, Drew Chrisman. The Jets have Braxton Berrios back deep. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. It'll be just an 18-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. So the two teams will head to the locker rooms here in Miami with the Dolphins on top. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure, because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Channing Tindall is there for the tackle.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
The passing game's been struggling a bit today, and that was the latest example. Haven't been getting much yardage out of it, and now when he's back up to the last play, he faces 3rd and long.
So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to come up well shy of the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12. In motion goes the tight end. Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved. Now McManus will line up for the field goal. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And that hits off the left upright, and it caroms away, no good. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game. And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound, Brandon, no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said,
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 24. They start the drive with Evans. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Nice chunk of yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Tua. He's going to loft one. Deep left side here. Got a man that's caught at the 6-yard line. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how they play the rest of the game.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Ball again on 2nd down. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 91 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Throwing is Wilson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Third quarter from Miami. This is 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 40. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
On 1st down, Wilson. It's complete. He dials up Davis once more. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Corey Davis, 40 yards. And the Jets are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
And this is caught inside the 5. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive. And it seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they end up pushing the lead up once again. And you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite side.
After the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This offense so far on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Got a man, it's Waddle, complete. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Able to convert on 3rd and 14, a terrific play call. So not quite a 1st and goal, it's 1st and 10 from the 10. Tua sets up to pass it. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Evans. And here he'll get it down to the 7. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down. Tua gonna throw. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Darrington Evans He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Dolphins look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
But it's a performance, isn't it? Because they got no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. He's going to look deep for more. And now here's another interception. And the Dolphins will take over possession here up at the 44. Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl. When you have 4 in one game, I mean, talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced.
That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle, 56 yards. And the Dolphins start to open this lead even wider here in the 4th.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels. And that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
You said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Pulls it in at the 13. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. On the draw, it's Hall. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Okay, great.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the shotgun, Wilson dancing to his left. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Talk about two sides of the ball at cross purposes, because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. That front seven, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
Here we go. Set.
Third and long. It's Wilson. Under pressure, and they got to him again. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
And you could say that is just another cherry on top for this defense. That entire team, but really this defense has sparked what's been an impressive effort here in this one.
And notice you used the word sparked, because you're not seeing that on the other side of the ball, are you? The offense right now, the spark has left their game, and it's been because of what you described, that defensive pressure.
And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on fourth down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Dolphins get the football in great field position. On 1st and 10, it's Evans. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check strike. Steal. Check steal.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. Heck of a broken tackle, but only able to work this down near the 23.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
On play action, here's Tua. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over.